Excerpts of the works of Vinson Ballard, a word arts view at a look at a crime prevention strategy, Part B. Copyrights 2022 by Vinson Ballard. Publication content. Area 1. It's about humanitarian contributions. A spiral view, countering disorder examples, civilized cultural countering specifics, ancient harmonious balanced spiral, acronym spiral model, UNC, open parenthesis, Mayat, closed parenthesis, spiral model, harmonious balanced reality, 2 pages. Second area, individual space reality, open parenthesis, plans of action, recommendation, close parenthesis, under area 2. Harmonious balance range, 2 pages. Modern day ills to counter, open parenthesis, leads to crime prevention, close parenthesis. Closer look at harmonious balance, components, spiral chart, G reality, chart and focus, 7 pages. Third area, harmonious balance, counters crimes, 8 pages. Civilized cultural, a strategy spiral chart, 1 and 2, G focus, 7 pages. Prevention summary, 1 through 3. Area 4, the masterpiece recommendation on speaking to counter, for a total of 8 pages. Under area 4, relative stats to continue. Recommended publication for further reading. And here is a view of that, what was just read. Now we're going to go through the actual crime prevention piece. And this part B is also connected to the first excerpts of Vinson Ballard. So be sure to review that. And it all works together in harmonious balance. Now we shall begin going through it. Part B. Humanitarian contributions. And here is a humanitarian contribution spiral. Number 1, honorable ancestors. Number 2, honorable elders. Number 3, families. Number 4, communities. Number 5, youth. Number 6, individuals. And number 7, continuations. The TGMGASCOHD, which is, as part 1 says, the golden mean, golden age continuation strategy of human decency. Again, the golden mean, golden age continuation strategy of human decency. The TGMGASCOHD strategy is designed to counter disorder such as self-hate, self-destruction, disrespect, and divide and conquering. And here is a picture of all of what was just read. Next page. This system is also designed with respect to civilized cultural information concerning those individuals of the Black experience or Black folks wanting a higher priority strategy to follow that counters the misleading information of there not being a more favorable model to offset the referenced modern day ills. It also is designed to counter self-destruction, self-disunity, and continuing remnants caused by the old divide and conquering routine, as with policies like Jim Crow, disenfranchisement, meritorious manumission of 1710, American eugenics of the late 19th century through the 1940s, and likewise present crafted versions of this momentum. And here is a view of what was just read. This masterpiece of a strategy system is based on the divine greatness relative to the legacy and continuation of individuals of the Black experience towards a better tomorrow and many good days to come. It specifically also serves as a higher prioritized model regarding human decency and the continuous plight of Black people or individuals of the Black experience to survive daily, immediately, intermediately, and long range as an available strategy for today's realities. And this is a acronym kind of spiral. And this is relative to what we just read, the golden mean, golden age, continuation strategy of human decency. And this is a spiral that does it, and we call it tag McAxod, or ACDGHMOST, in a very creative way. And those is for those who want to do even further reading. And of course, this concept is based on from ancient Kush to Kemet to now. And of course, ancient Kush was called Kush. Here is a spiral on the Ankh and the later Maya model. Of course, truth here would be the facts. Justice would be fairness, righteousness, divine decency, reciprocity, reciprocal divine order, balance, togetherness of a higher priority, harmony, smooth togetherness and unity, order, balance with higher spirituality and sacred divinity. And of course, this is a view of all of what was just shared. The harmonious balanced reality as a strategy is what about you, your space, and your realities matters. It's all about towards one's healthy survival and divine continuation. And this is a view, again, of what was just read. The harmonious balanced reality may be viewed as the number 8 within its 13 areas and togetherness. And we will share with you that strategy. But more specifically, what about you, your space, your realities, and this thought matters? Explain. Okay, what do I mean about this? And these are some strategies. The harmonious balanced reality deals with divine order as within higher spirituality together with sacred divinity. The adjustment adaptation reality has to do with positioning and coexisting within divine order during one's evolvement. The continuation, the connection continuation reality, this is regarding how, what, why, when, where, which, within your experience of survival. And this is what it has to do with. And then next would be, in the yellow, the resource reality. And the resource reality deals with immediate, intermediate, and long range. And this has to do with that which can be utilized as within being helpful or beneficial towards survival. And that's what we mean by resource reality and the yellow. Of course, the G reality refers to godliness, in the purple, godliness, greatness, glowing, growing, and going versus greedy, greediness, and grandstanding. But you see it all there together. Godliness, greatness, greedy, grandstanding, growing, glowing, and going. And in particular, you would also see that some beginning consonants of acronyms that can be used for the willing participant to stay focused as a strategy within the divinity, which has to do with the sum total of everything, and consciousness, which deals with energy that propels everything. And again, this has to do with survival, participation. The range of the harmonious balance reality is very important to survival. The range is very important to survival. This range could involve evolving within the divine human experience, wisely participating, adapting to the modern day ills. Modern day order, day has an A, ills has an I, therefore this thought should not be your alt. Harmonious balance counters modern day ills. Modern day ills specifically refers to misinformation, ignorance, barbaric behavior, pervert, pedophile, disenfranchisement, systemic racism, and not using being victorious versus victimhood. Modern day ills continue to also has to do with the misuse of technology. Evolving could involve participating, progressing, growing in momentum, and genuinely coexisting as an extension or instrument of the universal one, realistically. Goal and intended pursuit connected to achievement, setting, establishing. And notice the colorful word art. Now we're going to describe in a descriptive way about what harmonious balance reality is all about. It involves history / happiness, reality view, hard-headed reality check, harmony spiral review versus the circular square, heavenly considerations as it relates towards humanity, healing considerations individually, collectively, within divinity. Divinity, determination, dedication, detox, ducking, dilemma, doing, decision. And these are descriptive characteristics of the harmonious balanced reality. What about you, your space, your realities in this thought matters? Explain. We explain it through the harmonious balanced reality, the adjustment adaptation reality, connection continuation reality, resource reality, the G reality. And as I mentioned, godliness, greatness, growing, going, glowing versus greedy, greediness, and grandstanding. More specifically, now we're going to again get into the harmonious balanced reality with this spiral. Again, history, happiness, reality view, history spiral review, the circular square, heavenly considerations, healing considerations, hard-headed reality check, divinity, determination, dedication, detox, ducking, dilemma, doing, and finally, decision. We have to make a decision relative to how we are going to deal with this. Okay? This is a very creative picture of the G relative to the energy that has to do with the G reality. Remember, godliness, greatness, growing, going, glowing versus greediness, and grandstanding. And of course, here's a spiral that mentions just that, the G reality. Godliness, greatness, growing, going, glowing versus greediness, and grandstanding. The G reality focus points continued. It may be necessary to grasp some relative momentum in connecting with this concept. It is highlighted by some beginning consonants of acronyms that can be used for the willing participants to stay focused as within the divinity, sum total of everything, and consciousness, energy that propels everything, within one's survival participation. Remember, the suggested reference words are godliness, greatness, growing, going, glowing versus greediness, and grandstanding. The G reality focus points. One's beginning, maintaining, survival, and likewise participation within their circular divine energy, as with their spiral energy evolvement, is very relative. The selective acronyms also attempts to emphasize the systemic challenging realities necessary to honorable survival. Some of the reference G reality focus points are as follows: godliness, greatness, growing, going, glowing versus greediness, and grandstanding. Remember, harmonious balance counters crime. Again, harmonious balance counters crime. Civilized culture is a form of harmonious balance. Civilized culture is evolving, adapting, and maintaining, and knowing one's self divinely as a higher priority and as a wiser way, continually in coexisting. Crime prevention as an acronym. Can resiliency in mind and power and that has to do with the crime. And then prevention, put real energy visualizing, encouraging necessary time, inspiring our needs. And here is a picture of that very, very creative crime prevention spiral. And here is another crime prevention spiral. And it says, prevention, put real energy visualizing, encouraging necessary time, inspiring our needs. And this is just to encourage you from a word art standpoint relative to crime prevention strategies. An elite strategy system equals crime prevention. Again, an elite strategy system equals crime prevention. Crime prevention, your choice, your chance, your challenge, your consideration, your commitment. Again, crime prevention, your choice, your chance, your challenge, your consideration, your commitment. Choosing to be a willing participant within divine order and as a wiser and sincere way that is continuously honorable is the focus. Within this particular momentum, This kind of an elite strategy system brings about the kind of desired crime prevention strategy. This crime prevention strategy also is designed to continuously counter the reference modern day ills continuously. And here's a picture of what I just went over. Crime prevention consists of mind over matter, case by case, moment by moment, divine order over disorder, human decency over ego, greed, greediness, and grandstanding, systematically, individually, and collectively. You put all this together, it speaks to being. B-E-I-N-G. Now, the components that make up this crime prevention strategy, components of layers of a makeup of, in a divine state of godliness continuously. Again, components of, layers of, a makeup of, in a divine state of godliness continuously. Empowerment of, evolvement of, resiliency of, a connection of, joy/goodness of. And we're talking about strategies, workable, that can bring about crime prevention. Empowerment of, evolvement of, resiliency of, a connection of, joy/goodness of. An instrument of, an extension of, energy of, a divine human experience of, human decency of. What are we talking about? That's the central focus of crime prevention. We're talking about harmonious balance. We're talking about circular divine energy. We're talking about layers of divinity. We're talking about this is what counters. This is what produces crime prevention. And then lastly, I wanted to mention a few stats relative to the people that are in jail, incarcerated, the homeless people, the divorces, things that crime prevention, not using it, not preventing crime. These are some things that bring about. And I just wanted to show some stats. With my other presentations, you could see the foundation of this, but I just wanted to shoot some numbers with you to show how relative and how serious and how much it can impact. But you're talking about 390,900, 8.7 million, 505,327, 7.9 billion, 72 trillion, 78, 600, 130,930. Then you got 3,982. And you also have 553,742. And then 8 million. But these are numbers, as we mentioned during our last presentation, that are very relative to this. Now, we're going to recommend a original publication of mine. It's entitled The Juneteenth Blacks Freedom Word Art Book, and it was copyrighted 2021 by Vinson Ballard. We've tried to share some things with you relative to the excerpts of the works of Vinson Ballard, Part 2, but relative to crime prevention, we have to have the foundation, but in order for us to adjust and adapt, then we have to really get into our creative edge relative to higher spirituality and sacred divinity through the universal one. You be blessed, peace, blessings, healing, joy, and comfort. And until the next time, you be blessed.